Today, my friends, is a very exciting day. Today, LSAC has released its Digital LSAT online familiarization tool. And they made a posting about it on their website. They also released the tool itself, which is interactive, digital format. You get to see what the digital LSAT experience will be like. LSAC has even released some real LSAT practice problems from a recent exam that you can walk through in the new digital interactive format. We've got here on their website a picture of what that digital format looks like, what their tool looks like. I mean, we've got tutorials where you can walk through and familiarize yourself with the different features the digital format includes, like highlighting, underlining, the countdown timer, etc. We'll get into all of that in a moment. Then on the right here, you have your section practice. You can try out logic games, logical reasoning, reading comp in the digital format. And here's the announcement from LSAC's website, just their copy announcing the Digital LSAT familiarization tool. One thing I really want to emphasize for you is where they say, use a touchscreen tablet. The functionality of a PC cannot mirror or replicate the testing experience. You want to do this with a tablet. Can't emphasize it enough. Really important. They mentioned this multiple areas of their website. This is just one of them. So again, get yourself a tablet. Could be an iPad, could be a Samsung Galaxy, could be something else. Doesn't matter, but a tablet is really important. If you're curious, LSAC themselves will be using a Microsoft Surface Go for the digital LSAT itself. So if you really want to mimic the test day experience, get yourself a Microsoft Surface Go. Also get yourself a stylus, which is one of those pens or pencils, or mimicking one at least, that you can use instead of your finger on a touch screen. Anyway, this is their announcement. I want to look at the actual interactive tool itself. So this is the familiarization tool. It's at familiar.lsac.org. I'll include a link to that below. They've got some walkthrough videos that will show you what the features are like. I personally am not a fan of those videos. It's just a robotic voice. You're going from text to speech, walking you through what the different features are. You could watch those, you could speed them up at least. There's something there, but I think it's more useful to actually practice what the interactive features are going to be like, since that's what you're going to be doing. So let's take a look at the multiple choice walkthrough here. We can go to the questions. We see here there's a sample stimulus. There is a sample question and answer choices. So here we can underline things. I'm underlining the word underline, very meta of me, underlining here as well. And then you can actually use the eraser to erase your underlines. So that's pretty cool. You can also highlight in different colors. That's pretty interesting. And then you can again use the eraser to erase whatever you've underlined. You can increase the size of text. That's pretty cool. So here I will make, let's see, clicking text, large. No, that doesn't work. Let me, if I get rid of the eraser, extra large, there we go. So there's the extra large, there's large. We've got also small, if we want to try that out. We've got default regular. You can also click here to increase the size of everything as well, or again, it just looks like it's increasing the line spacing in between the text. So that's pretty interesting. But my favorite thing about this is that you can choose an answer choice, but you can also eliminate other ones. And you see when I eliminate B, C, D, E, what it does is it makes them more faint. So that's pretty cool. And then if I click that again, it removes the crossing out. It uncrosses it out, brings it back to normal. Again, so it's still a choice under consideration. Then if I click the bubbled in A, it removes that. You can also flag a question to come back to later, and you see down here there's a little flag. So that's pretty cool. We can also, of course, see the directions. There's the directions, which here they're just telling us what the features are. We can go back to the questions there. So those are some pretty cool attributes of the digital LSAT. There's this countdown timer, which I actually don't really love. It's kind of stress inducing. And once you're at the 5-minute mark or later, then you can actually not remove it. But if you are at the 5-minute mark or prior, then you can actually remove or get rid of the countdown because it is so stressful. I'm going to go to a different area of their walkthrough practice so we can actually see what that looks like here. So here we've got a reading comp passage. Again, we can underline things. We can highlight things in multiple colors. That's pretty cool. Once again, we can erase our markings. And you see here, if I just click on that a little bit, it removes the whole thing. I can get rid of the question to just have a very long passage if I want. If I unclick that, I get the question as well. Again, same text size increase, line spacing increase. The brightness is another thing, although it's not really showing up when I'm doing it here on desktop. Again, still the very stressful countdown clock. Clicking that will not make it go away when we have less than 5 minutes remaining. That's enough of that. Let's go to the screen preferences where they show us these features once again, and they let us hide the timer until the 5 minutes remaining warning appears. That's really important. That's going to be something I definitely want to emphasize here. So if I click that, it goes away. If I click it again, it comes back. There's a little bit of a lag you see when I click it versus when it comes back. So there's a little bit of a lag, a little bit of delay. I wouldn't worry too much about that, but know that it is working. Once again, highlighting, once again, underlining. Apparently you cannot underline and highlight something at the same time. So just keep that in mind. Once I underline here, it actually gets rid of the highlighting. So that's kind of an interesting bug or feature. Not sure what they're doing there. Again, I can eliminate things, cross off C, cross off D, cross off E, choose A. It shows up bubbled there. That's pretty cool. Again, time remaining is gone after a slight lag of a couple of seconds. But anyway, this is the Digital LSAT. This is the interface. Maybe in the future I'll do a video. Oh, look, there's the 5 minutes remaining countdown. That's actually kind of annoying. It pops up right on the screen interrupting you. Then you see in the upper right, the countdown clock continues. If I close this, it's gone. But again, clicking the time remaining, once I have less than 5 minutes remaining, it does not go away. This is very stress inducing. This is one of those things that scammy websites use to try and give you some psychological stress to get you to buy something now before that opportunity vanishes forever. But here, I personally would have a hard time focusing if I knew that clock was still counting down bit by bit. So that is definitely something you're going to want to practice if you're anything like me. Very important. Work through as many practice problems if you can on a tablet with the digital format showing you the countdown clock. And what I was going to say before this stress-inducing clock and the reminder popped up there is I will probably do a video walking through this digital interface on a tablet in the future, just so you can see what that is like. But in the meantime, here's what you got. Again, go to familiar.lsac.org to try this out. I will include a link to that below this video if you'd like to find out more. Anyway, that's it for the tutorials on the left here. On the right, you can do section practice with actual LSAT problems. I'm not going to display those right now because LSAC is kind of weird about copyright and wouldn't want to step on their toes. But anyway, hope you found this helpful. If so, please subscribe to be notified of new videos as I release them. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.